In a time when ICE is arresting people and nobody's really getting out of ICE lockup, people are getting deported back to where they came from. One Jamaican batty boy was able to get out of ICE lockup. Here's my disclaimer. When we say batty boy, it's not a term that is derogatory. In our culture, we have always used the term batty boy. It's only since we reach a foreign, people don't want to hear us say batty boy. Because even the batty boy them in Jamaica will tell you, say, me's a batty boy, me's a proud batty boy. Anyway, I was under the impression that Jamaica had gone ahead and left the homophobic stuff behind because all the things I have witnessed over the last few years coming out of Jamaica, especially during carnival season, man skin out pan road and man a back it up on next man and all these things out in the open. I've spoken about this quite a few times. I never thought I would see the day where Jamaica would become so comfortable with homosexuals out in the open, especially man-on-man homosexuals out in the open. Jamaica have a thing, and the thing is with Jamaican men, those who are gay, keep it undercover. Those who are females and gay, they are usually outright open with it and their girl-on-girl activities. And the men who will bona fire upon a bottom, or in other words, then don't like male-on-male gay, they give female-on-female gay a pass. And I can't help but to think that it's because somewhere in there they see the possibility of them being involved in a threesome. It's like, let the two girls them go and kiss, man. Come here, go join in. Anyway, get into this story right here, straight out of the United States of America. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Manhattan. This was released August 15th of 2025, and this is straight from the courthouse. A federal judge on Friday ruled that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or the dangerous, dreaded ICE, those agents violated the rights of a Jamaican asylum seeker after they arrested him before his scheduled immigration court appearance in New York City. If y'all know the climate of what's going on in immigration in the United States of America right now, you know that a lot of people are going to the courthouse, going to their scheduled meeting, their scheduled immigration appearances, they're showing up, and they are being arrested right there, regardless of what the outcome was with the judge. And they are being detained. And a lot have been deported. And a lot more are being detained so extensively long that they are begging to be deported. Now, this Jamaican was able to get a judge to rule in his favor that ICE violated his rights. And you have to ask, how did he do it? Or were they just having compassion for the Batman? In an 8-page ruling, the U.S. District Judge Analisa Torres ordered ICE to release Ricardo Anthony Kelly, who is a 40-year-old immigrant who said that he had to flee to the United States of America from Jamaica after he was shot 10 times in an apparent anti-gay hate crime in Jamaica. We don't want no batty boy around ya. Run away from around ya, batty boy. Pow, 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 pow. Beat gunshot on him like that. And he had to pick up him foot in hand and disappear from Jamaica, was the story that he told. And I am here and I'm seeking asylum. And if y'all send me back, I am absolutely sure they're going to kill me. Haven't heard one of these types of stories out of Jamaica in a long while. Mind you, Nowhere in this video am I saying that this person is telling a lie. I am neither saying he's telling the truth. I don't know if it's true or not, but I will go by his words since he apparently has the gunshot wounds to prove it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, SouFlo, me and you both know, say times change at Jamaica. Me see them out and about all the time and nobody bothers them. Usually, a lot of them, especially the one them will come from the ghetto, not the uppity upscale Batman, the suit and tie guys, the ones in politics and business, not those. The one them where they are roadside, them one day. The one them where a bad man company and bad man boyfriend. Them one they are usually involved in illicit or criminal activities that brings about violence against them. Now, when they have to run away to the United States of America or England or Canada seeking asylum, it's not usually solely because they are gay or them is a Batman. A lot of the times it's because they are running from man want to kill them because of things that they have done. Nothing to do with their sexuality. Well, that is to be argued, and that the courts in the United States of America will do their investigations to find out more. Oh, by the way, when you file for asylum in the United States of America, they don't just say, oh, you're running for your life, here is asylum, you're approved. Your asylum case sits for years because they actually do investigative work back in your home country. And in a lot of cases, the people who are saying that they are running because they have been hurt physically, like him who just said 10 gunshot him pick up, showing the 10 gunshot marks on your body. That might help him. Now, if a man pick up 10 gunshot and him says because him is a Batman, me not argue with them situation. He has 10 gunshots to show. I saw one Jamaican who them chop up and he ended up in the United States of America seeking asylum and it was approved. And they showed pictures of the chop wounds. I mean, I tell you, so them chop up in blood clot, you know. Yes, so I don't know if it's because he was gay why him get chopped up, but he told U.S. authorities that is because he was gay and he was running for his life. But regardless, those scars helped him to get a new life. Haven't seen or heard about him since. Hopefully he's out there flourishing in life, living peacefully somewhere, and building a better life for himself. So, back to this story now. Respondents emphasize that ICE has the statutory discretionary authority to determine non-citizens or to detain, rather, non-citizens like Kelly. ICE has that authority to detain non-citizens like Kelly. The Barack Obama appointed judge ruled, but the judge also said the question is whether in exercising that authority that they have, ICE is required to adhere to the basic principles of due process. There is no dispute that it is. In other words, they violated his rights. They never gave any consideration to the intricacies of his case. His case is a delicate situation, and they are dealing with him as if in an inhumane manner when there are laws on the books to protect individuals like him. That's basically what the judge was saying. And the ICE agents who detained him ignored all those laws. Now, Kelly, the Jamaican Batman, who works as a security guard in New York City, claimed in a habeas corpus petition, habeas corpus, show us the body, appear in person, He claimed in that petition that he was arrested by ICE agents last week before a routine immigration appointment in Lower Manhattan. His lawyer says that the arrest was part of the Department of Homeland Security's broader nationwide strategy of arresting non-citizens immediately following their hearing in immigration courts. That's exactly how they arrested him, but they didn't give him a chance to actually go to his hearing. They just pick him up right there. So we've all seen it. There's no denying that's what's happening. It is ICE's new way of operating. They lay wait the people at because remember, your appointment is mandatory. And here is the catch. If you miss one of those appointments, there is no rescheduling. You miss one of those appointments, it says that order is put in for you to be deported. That means that your case just gone down the drain just like that. So these people who are scared to show up because they know the agents are awaiting them, but they're trying to do the right thing, they're between a rock and a hard place, because they're like, if I go down to the courthouse and go to my mandatory appointment, which I always do before the Trump administration went into power, and I never had a problem, but I know if I go today, I'm not going to be seeing my family again because I'm going to be detained because they're waiting for us down there, regardless of what the judge said. There are people who have went to their mandatory appointments, went before the judge gave them another day to appear again. And as they walked out, they were placed in handcuffs and taken away by ICE agents. Even after the judge said, I'll see you again a month and a week from now. Damn. But Kelly claims that he didn't even get that far. He didn't even get to go into the judge. He has an asylum attorney, and his asylum attorney has been working with him for quite some time. His asylum attorney, Peter Shore, says in a declaration that he arrived at the immigration courts in 26 Federal Plaza with his client, Kelly, at 11 a.m. After roughly about an hour of waiting to be heard, the attorney says that Kelly was questioned by some agents who were there, and then he was detained due to a pending third-degree assault charge, a misdemeanor charge, Kelly said, that is due to expire at the end of this month. This month only has one more day left. I told the ICE officers that Mr. Kelly does not pose any risk of danger or flight risks. I guess Kelly get into some altercation with somebody, slapped them in them face, and got a misdemeanor assault charge, which has an expiration date, according to his paperwork. And his attorney said it expires on the last day of this month. And they picked him up close to the last day of this month. He said he explained to the ICE agents that Kelly is not a flight risk and he's not a danger. And I explained to them that he is a hardworking man whose consistent goal since I began working with him, representing him when I met him in 2021, has been to remain in New York and to be a productive, progressive citizen member of society. The attorney and Kelly claim that one of the ICE officers handed them a flyer, and the flyer was offering Kelly $1,000 to self-deport back to Jamaica. Kelly said, no, I'm not going back there, because if I go back there, them going to kill me. And my life worth more than $1,000. I believe that if Mr. Kelly returns to Jamaica, his attorney says, he faces the grave risks of being killed or being severely injured simply because he is gay. This is what the attorney said in a declaration. So once detained, Kelly says that he faced unlivable conditions inside the holding facility at 26 Federal Plaza. They serve inedible food where you can't yam, it nasty. There was no access to his diabetes medication, and they didn't care if you are pass out round there. And there was a lack of personal space due to how overcrowded the facility is ass to elbows and elbows to ass back there. Federal agents eventually moved Kelly to the infamous Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. That is where Sean P. Diddy Combs is at. Then, eventually, they moved him again to Orange County Jail in Goshen, New York. Rotted. As they prepared to deport him. So they were definitely on their way to deporting him. He had already experienced 3 different detention facilities. This is when you know you're out the door. ICE claims that it was able to detain Kelly because he could request a custody determination hearing before an immigration judge, which Kelly did on the same day he was taken into custody. But Torres lambasted that argument. The judge found that ICE's determination to arrest Kelly no doubt violated his due process rights. He was never able to be heard before his arrest, the judge ruled, nor did the government ever meaningfully argue that Kelly posed a risk or a danger to the community. Y'all just swept him off the streets and just put this memo out that he poses a risk and a danger. But you never gave him a day. You didn't prove how he could pose a risk and a danger. The suggestion that government agents may sweep up any person they wish and hold that person in the conditions in which Kelly was held without consideration of dangerousness or flight risk, so long as that person will, at some unknown point in time, be allowed to ask some other official for his or her release, that offends the ordered system of liberty that is the pillar of the Fifth Amendment, the judge said. That's powerful right there. Release this man immediately. A Department of Homeland Security representative didn't immediately respond to a request for comments on Friday morning. Following Kelly's lawsuit last week, Department spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said that the following is a statement to the courthouse. All his claims will be heard by a judge. Why does the media continue to peddle these sob stories of these criminal, illegal aliens? A man no do nothing, you know. The man have one misdemeanor for slap somebody in an argument. I guess them slap him and him slap them back. And that was that. And the misdemeanor expire. I guess when you're here in this country, you have to take slap too. And I hardly know any Jamaican who is going to argue with you and they end up get a slap to the face and they're just going to take the slap and say, all right then. That's not what I would advise from any person, whether you're Jamaican or American or white or black or Chinese or anything. I'm not a turned other cheek kind of person. Keep your rascal hand to yourself. Matter of fact, if you slap my face, me thump out the whole of your teeth them. And me blind your 2 eye them. So them lucky say Kelly only get a slap back. But it was the slap back that they're using against him though. Sadly, how those who are in power call this sob story. Kelly's detention is one of hundreds that's being contested in federal courts as the Trump administration ramps up its efforts to deport as many non-citizens as possible. In courthouse arrests continue to be scrutinized. In courthouse arrest continues to be scrutinized heavily, but they're not doing anything to stop it. So people are continuing to go to their mandatory dates that they have to show up to. And as they arrive for them, they're being arrested and taken off to detention. Or they'll wait for you to see the judge, and after you've seen the judge on your way out, they grab you then. Earlier this month, a group of legal organizations and the American Civil Liberties Union filed a lawsuit claiming that this tactic unlawfully denies non-citizens the right to seek relief from removal in the courtroom and summarily arrest them as they exit. It is violating their rights because those rights are actually on the books. Well, neither here nor there. This is one lucky Batty boy. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.